Did you perhaps click on this video because you feel that you have messed up a situationship with a lady or a guy? Then don't worry, because we are going to give you the full lowdown of what makes someone become suddenly distant, even when you thought that you both had something good going on. My name is Anna, get ready for the video. So the first things first is someone else is giving them more than you are giving them, which is the elephant in the room really. It could be an ex-partner has suddenly come back on the scene and all of a sudden you are no longer top priority. You are not the person that they want to be chatting with. Someone else is showing them more dedication. Someone else is showing them more relationship perks, therefore the crush's interest has gone to someone else. Now the best thing that you can do in this situation is to not even feel bothered. Let them miss you and then see if they come back. Okay, reason number 2 why someone is suddenly distant, and that is you did not show enough interest. Maybe you are quite shy or you tend to struggle with commitment. It could be that something great was going on with your crush, but you weren't really tipping the boat out enough and letting that person know that you were really committed and attracted to them. Maybe you weren't offering your all one day. Therefore, you were playing things so smooth because you were waiting to get the right moment in to let them know that you liked them, and they just got up and left because they thought that maybe they did something wrong or maybe you didn't like them at all. They are playing hard to get. This hot and cold behavior is something that everyone does, but we only really do this to truly find out someone's actual intent. Let's say, for example, this person was amazingly cute and flirting with you yesterday, and then today they're not answering your calls. They are blanking you, and it could be they are not sure how you feel, so they ignore you to see how you respond so that they know how much you care about them. Perhaps they don't even realise that you like them and they got a little bit scared thinking, oh no, I came on way too strong, they don't like me that much, I need to pull it back a little bit because I'm a little bit embarrassed and feel like a clown for liking someone that doesn't like me. They are not over their ex. Sometimes, let's be honest, we don't realise how much we have not healed until we get into a new situationship or relationship with someone else. And if this is to happen, it's a great thing because it means they're not using you as a rebound, they're not being disrespectful to you. So if you do have an inkling that perhaps they were struggling to get over their ex and then all of a sudden they have become a little bit distant, well, this is why. You hurt them in the past. Maybe you guys once dated many moons ago and things turned a little bit sour and you are trying to rekindle that relationship. But sadly, if they were heartbroken in the past, they will still be carrying that pain. So instead of them repeating the same mistake with you, they want to avoid you to protect themselves. They are in a little bit too deep. Maybe they have realised that they like you more than they thought they actually did. Therefore, they are pretty petrified that they are going to have their heart broken, and they feel the best thing to do right now is to freak out and continue to freak out, but in the distance away from you for a little bit. And if this is the case, your crush will naturally come back to you when they have dealt with those emotions. More often than not, if you can let them know how much you like them, this will make them come back to you quicker because they don't feel like they want to keep putting themselves out there without getting the same amount of love in return. They don't know how they feel about you. This, despite what you think, is a very mature move to make. If someone isn't too sure whether they like you or not, the best thing to do is to pull away and see if they miss you, and then they can define their feelings towards you. And this is great because you don't want someone to lead you on, right? When they're still trying to figure out how much they like you. And if this is the reason for their distance, just give them space and they will come back. Now, it's always best to let someone have as much space as they need and more without them mistreating you and thinking that they like you when they really don't. They think that you are the player. Maybe they heard some bad gossip about you, or maybe they put 2 and 2 together and figured that you were only using them for that night type of romance. It could be something has scared them off that you've done and they're trying to protect themselves by pulling back. Life stresses have gotten in the way. This happens a lot, and depending on where the relationship is and where you guys are, will define whether they need to continue to talk to you during this stressful time. Let's say, for example, you guys are at the start of just talking to each other. you don't really have a close friendship and it's a case of you just making eye contact and chatting on social media a couple of days a week, it's not really a relationship. So if you are in this phase, that person doesn't really have to tell you that they are stressed out over something. They don't need to say, I need a couple of days to figure out what I'm doing. But if you and your crush have a good relationship where you talk every day and maybe one night they just disappear, this could be a red flag because they are leaving you out of the equation, and if you are going to be their long-term partner, they need to be communicating with you. Now, the best thing you can do is to message them and say, I've not heard from you for a while, here's my support, I'm letting you know I'm here when you need me. If you are dealing with something stressful, come and talk to me, I want to help you out. Then see what happens from there. Uh-oh, you displayed too many red flags. Perhaps you said something rude to the waiter when you were together, or you said something about politics that made them question whether they want to be with you. If this is the case, a person is allowed to break things off for whatever reason they want. You are being far too needy. Did you display too much too soon? Were you calling them and texting them and giving them cute nicknames before you guys were even a thing? If so, this type of behaviour has scared them away and they may come back if you just cool it for a little bit. They have commitment issues. Anyone that has commitment issues, you need to consider them as a red flag, and you need to decide whether it's worth your own energy to stay with them, or if you are better off to find someone who is secure, which I would prefer you dated someone that was secure, because otherwise there is always going to be a struggle with intimacy and you won't have a great connection with that person if they just continuously disappear for days or weeks. Now, if this happens at the start of a relationship with someone that's not secure, it's gonna continue to happen throughout the rest of the relationship until they deal with their demons. Things are going way too fast. The best thing in a relationship is to drag things out for as long as possible, because let's be factual, if you guys are going to be together for the rest of your life, you want to make that honeymoon phase last forever. You know, those butterflies when you see them, where it feels like everything's a fairy tale and the whole world just moves around you. Maybe you said something that insinuated that you guys are moving too quickly. Maybe you talked about meeting your parents too soon, you mentioned marriage and children, and they were like, whoa, hold up, this is going way too fast for me, buddy. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of today's video, but if you want to go ahead and binge some more content, feel free. However, if you do want to uplevel your mindset and also your skill set when it comes to psychology and relationships, there are so many books down below in the description bar that I have personally read and I absolutely love them. And also a percentage of that sale actually comes back to the channel as a way to say thanks for us putting out content every single day. Another way that you can say a huge thanks to me and everyone else on the channel is signing up to our super fan membership. It's a monthly subscription service where you get access to exclusive things that no one else does, and of course you get your name rolling up at the end of every single video. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.